Hello again, welcome back to the Christ MotoGP YouTube channel, and today we are going to put the 2022 MotoGP riders in a tier list from A star to D based on their 2022 season. Now, just to put this out there, this is just my opinion on how I think the riders were in 2022. This is not a reflection of their whole career, it's just this season, and I respect every single one of them, so it's just my opinion on how their season went. Now, let's get into it. So the first rider that we have on this list is Andrea Dovizioso. Now, Dovi retired midway through the season, and it's only fair to say that he will get a D grade. He wasn't up to it this year, and yeah, I think he kind of regrets coming back, but that's not a reflection on his career at all. Dovi gets a D. Aleix Espargaro will get a A star in my opinion. If you had told me at the start of the year that Aleix Espargaro would go all the way to the penultimate round and fight for the world title, I would not have believed you. So Aleix Espargaro, a fantastic season, a win in Argentina as well. He gets a A star. Alex Marquez gets a D, maybe D for Ducati. I don't know, but yeah. He looks like he couldn't wait to get off that bike at Valencia. But big things next year for him. Now, Alex Rins, he gets a A. I think Rins won 2 races and they were spectacular wins. And I think that the news of Suzuki leaving the sport did affect him, but he just kept gathering the points. And I think that Rins deserves an A. He won 2 races. Fantastic. Brad Binder. Now, between a B and an A, but I think Binder will get an A. Purely for the reason of how he's able to perform consistently and just, you know, gather the way he does throughout a season. Fantastic. I hope Brad Binder can go on and really make a title charge next season. His brother Darren, he's going to get a D. I was thinking about giving him a C, but Darren, you know, a rookie from Moto3 to MotoGP, a tough introduction to the sport. He showed flashes of brilliance, but overall he will get a D for me. Enea Bastianini, he will get an A star. You know, those wins at the start of the year in Austin, Qatar, and also France, a fantastic year. Took the fight to Paco Bagnaia and won in Aragon. Can't wait to see him on the factory Ducati. Fabio Di Giannantonio will get a C grade. The worst of the Ducatis, as you could say it. Got pole position in Mugello. I expect him to keep on improving as we head into 2023. Frankie Morbidelli will get a D grade for me. Just not good enough for a factory Yamaha rider. You know, to only really perform at the end of the season was not what they wanted. For him to be there with Quartararo and provide that support. Yeah, I can only say D. Fabio Quartararo will get an A star, in my opinion. What a year for him. You know, he did suffer after the summer break a bit, but you know, to take the title fight all the way to Valencia, a great season. Jorge Martin, he will get a B grade. I was thinking about giving him a C grade, but I think, you know, Jorge, fantastic rider, couple of podiums, crashed out of race winning positions. And the same could be said for his teammate, Johann Zarco. So Pramac overall will get B grades. I just want to see them make that step even further because they do have the best machinery. But yeah, a solid season for both riders. Jack Miller for me, he will get an A grade. I think that, you know, he expected more of course, but I think that he played a solid backup role. And that win in Motegi was just outstanding. I think it was probably the most dominant win of the year in terms of anyone in the class. He deserves it. Joan Mir, for me, I was going to put him in the D grade section, but I went with the C purely for the reason that he did suffer injury, and with the news of Suzuki leaving the sport, it kind of affected him more than Alex Rins. I would say, you know, it didn't really look right, and the bike changes this year didn't really suit Joan as much as Alex. But a C grade overall. He did come back from injury and put in a couple of decent performances. Luca Marini gets a B grade. Fantastic season for him. So consistent. He is a great rider to watch. You know, he's so methodical. Can't wait to see what he does next year on the same machinery. And can he keep improving? His teammate, Marco Bezzecchi. Now, Bezzecchi gets an A for me. He was Rookie of the Year. He was outstanding. You know, he got pole position in Thailand, and then he also got a podium in Assen, and he pushed Pecco Bagnaia all the way in that race. So great season for Marco. Marc Marquez gets a B grade. Now, injury, the bike wasn't great. The performances when he came back from injury, especially in qualifying, magnificent. I mean, it could have been a C, but just for how he ended the season and where the other Honda riders were, Marc, for me, will get a B grade. Miguel Oliveira was a tough one. I know he won 2 races, but they were both in the wet, and that's not taken away from anything. He kind of hovers between an A and a B for me, but because of the 2 race wins, I'll give him an A grade. If you win a race in MotoGP, it's a fantastic season. And yeah, I think Miguel will go very well next year on the RNF Aprilia. As we've seen from testing, it went very well. Moving across to another Aprilia rider, Maverick Vinales, he will get a B grade. Now, Maverick had some fantastic performances. Just coming up to the summer break, he got the podium in Assen, challenged for the victory in Silverstone, nearly won there, and then got a podium again at Misano, but he kind of just dropped off after that, which was disappointing. I expected him to kick on. But yeah, solid from Maverick. Pecco Bagnaia, he gets an A star. He's the world champion. 91 points. He was behind in the title fight after the Sachsenring. Claws it back. Wins Ducati's first world title since 2007. What can you say? A star. Pol Espargaro gets a D grade for me. His season really did peak at the first round. He said that Honda could fight for the title with 2 riders, him and Marquez. That didn't happen. A disaster season for Pol, but he'll be quick on the Gas KTM next year. Ralph Fernandez, he will get a D grade. Very disappointing. I think that so much was expected of Raul when he came in. I know the bike was difficult to ride, but he just didn't show anything. We didn't really see him all year. Remy Gardner for me. Now, I know they've had similar seasons, but Remy showed flashes of brilliance at Australia. He was inside the top 10 at one point, and you know, the bike being difficult, I'm gonna have to give him a D. But I wish Remy all the best in World Superbike. I think that he will be a fantastic asset to that championship, and I hope to see him back in MotoGP one day again. Now, the final one, Taka Nakagami. I've been quite critical of Taka in the past, and I think that this season kind of validates where he is. He's between a C and a D, but overall I went for a D. Yes, I know he had injuries, but the season he had just wasn't good enough. He's had plenty of time with MotoGP to keep developing. He just hasn't got that next jump to get a podium. Ayagura will take his place next year, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I think Nakagami's time MotoGP will be up. But that overall is my list. What do you think of it? Remember, it's just an opinion. I'd love to see your lists in the comments below. Leave them in there. And yeah, tweet us, message us, anything you want on the Christ MotoGP on socials, and we will respond to yours. But that's all for today, folks. Make sure to subscribe to Christ MotoGP for more content. I'll see you throughout the week in another video. And yeah, have a great week, and I will see you next time.